नामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for the Srimad Bhagavatam class this morning. We are reciting from the 4th canto, 6th chapter, text number 44. त्वमेव धर्मार्थदुघाभिपत्तये दक्षेण सूत्रेण ससर्जिताद्वरम् त्वयैव लोके वसिताश्च सेतवो यान् ब्राह्मणाः श्राद्धते धृतव्रताः। त्वमेव धर्मार्थदुघाभिपत्तये दक्षेण सूत्रेण ससर्जिताद्वरम् त्वयैव लोके वसिताश्च सेतवो यान् ब्राह्मणाः श्रद्धते धृतव्रताः। त्वमेव धर्मार्थदुघाभिपत्तये दक्षेण सूत्रेण ससर्जिताद्वरम् त्वयैव लोके वसिताश्च सेतवो यान् ब्राह्मणाः श्रद्धते धृतव्रताः। She will recite. Tell your daughter to say. Mataji's. Everyone finished? Okay. I was planning to show you a PowerPoint so that it will be easy to convey a lot of things in a short time. Okay. Word by word translation. Tvam, your lordship, eva, certainly, dharma artha dugha, benefit derived from religion and economic development. Abhipattaye, for their protection. Dakshena, by Daksha. Sutrena, making him the cause. Sasarjitha, created. Advaram, sacrifices. Tvaya, by you. Eva, certainly. Loke, in this world. Avasitaha, regulated. Cha, and. Setavaha, respect for Varnashrama institution. Yan, which. Brahmanaha, the Brahmanas. Shraddha respect very much. Dhritavrataha, taking it as a vow. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. My dear Lord, your Lordship has introduced the system of sacrifices through the agency of Daksha, and thus one may derive the benefits of religious activities and economic development. Under your regulative principles, the institution of the 4 Varna and Ashramas is respected. The Brahmanas therefore vowed to follow this system strictly. Purport: the Vedic system of Varna and Ashrama is never to be neglected, for these divisions are created by the Supreme Lord Himself for the upkeep of social and religious order in human society. The Brahmanas, as the intelligent class of men in society, must vow to steadily respect this regulative principle. The tendency in this age of Kali to make a classless society and not observe the principles of Varna and Ashrama is a manifestation of an impossible dream. Destruction of the social and spiritual orders will not bring fulfillment of the idea of a classless society. One should strictly observe the principles of Varna and Ashrama for the satisfaction of the Creator. For it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna that the 4 orders of social system, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras, are His creation. They should act according to the regulative principles of this institution and satisfy the Lord, just as different parts of the body all engage in the service of the whole. The whole is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in His Virat Rupa, or universal form. The Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras are respectively the mouth, arms, abdomen and legs of the universal form of the Lord. As long as they are engaged in the service of the complete whole, their position is secure. Otherwise, they fall down from their respective positions and become degraded. You are able to see? So, Yesham Purusham Sakshat Atma Prabhavamishwaram Na bhajantya bhajananti sthanat brashtaha patantyadaha mukhabahurupadebhya purushasya saha chatvaro jagnire varna gunair vipradaya pratak. Like this, in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained that there are 4 social orders, namely Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and 4 spiritual orders, namely Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. So the first one is material, second one is spiritual. These 4 social and spiritual orders were originally founded by Lord Krishna himself. Founded means created. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam, he says. So when Prabhupada went to America, he said, I am coming to America in search of Brahmanas, he was telling. So somebody told Prabhupada that Brahmanas are in India. Why are you searching in America? Prabhupada said, that is your misnomer. Actually, these 4 classes of people are everywhere. So, the Brahmanas are by quality. Their nature is to be satisfied, to be tolerant, to be controlled in mind, controlled in senses, non-violent, non-envious, and always inclined to scriptural study, cultivating learning, knowledge, leading to self-realization, God realization, awakening love of God. This is Brahmana. So anyone, anywhere, in any part of the world possesses these qualities, he is a Brahmana. Our Anandamaya Prabhu, His Grace Anandamaya Prabhu was telling, he came to India, Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ki. He came to India to do some historical research, history of India. So he was like a traveling tourist. So on the way, somewhere he met, some children saw him, and they saw him as a foreign-bodied gentleman. So they immediately called him. They practically caught him and took him to a group of other foreign people to whom they wanted to introduce him, because they thought here is foreign, another foreign, so they wanted to connect both. But fortunately, those foreign people happened to be Krishna devotees, Hare Krishna devotees. So when he was connected, he met them. And those devotees took him to one very famous great personality sitting in the tent. And that was one of Tamalakshmi Maharaj. So he asked him, you are from Germany, correct, no? So he asked, you are from Germany, huh? France, you are from France. What are you searching for in India? He said, I am searching for, learn the history of great India. So he said, your search stops here, he said, because you come to the right place now. And then he introduced him to Srila Prabhupada selling. So in this way, you see, Prabhupada found out a Brahmana. Although he was born abroad, he had the Brahminical qualities of being satisfied in spiritual activities, in cultivating self-realization, awakening love of God, and mind control, sense control, tolerance, humility, respect for all living entities. So in this way you will find, therefore, so I have given the title Modern Professions versus Varnashrama, about which I will tell at the end of the talk. But now, because there is a talk in the purport about these 4, we will understand the Varnashrama briefly. Basically, whenever Prabhupada uses the word Varnashrama, what he means is, Varna means every member of society should be engaged by the king in one of the 4 professions. Either you should be engaged as a Brahmana. Brahmana means study of the Vedic literature, teaching the Vedic literature, performing yajna according to the age. In this age, we have to do Sankirtan yajna. And also teaching people how to perform chanting and how to perform Sankirtan. And also live only by charity, not accept salary. And also, if you get excess charity, don't hold it, give it away. Don't hoard. Because if you have a habit of hoarding, you will become lethargic and complacent. So give it away. So this is a Brahmana. But in the modern professions, what happened to Brahmanas in India, if you see, many of them became chartered accountants in the British times. Many of them and some of them joined institutions and became engineers, doctors, lawyers, like that. You will see some pictures of Indians, your grandfather. They will have a shikha also, and they'll have coat and tie also. Any of you have seen such photos? So the Brahmanas gradually went for such professions. And gradually they gave the Brahma Karma, Brahminical activities. Naturally they are very intelligent, very sharp, coming in the bloodline, lineage of their Gotrams and everything. But their intelligence became used for, such kinds of things. It's not that in the Vedic times also the Brahmanas were only studying the Vedic literature. There were also Brahmanas like Dronacharya, who took to archery, and Chanakya, who actually elaborated on politics. There are other Brahmanas who will give medical advice or justice, law and justice. They can give medical advice, they can do astrology. Basically, Brahmana is a teacher. He has the ability to learn, assimilate, remember, recollect, explain, understand, give vision, give advice, live a very happy and peaceful life and be cheerful, not lament. So, therefore, they would do other subjects, but those who are doing other subjects are considered inferior Brahmanas. But those Brahmanas who actually study the Vedic literature, leading to absolute truth, Supreme Lord, they are considered the topmost Brahmanas. Brahmana nam sahasrebhyo satrayaji vishishyate satrayaji sahasrebhyo sarva vedanta paragah sarva vedanta vid kotya vishnu bhakto vishishyate vishnu bhakto sahasrena ekakeko anantataha. He says that Brahmananam sahasrebhyo satrayaji vishishyate, which means amongst thousands of Brahmanas, one who can lead Vedic sacrifice, he is the leader, so he is considered best. And amongst those who lead Vedic sacrifices, one who has studied the Vedanta thoroughly, understood the purport of it, is better, is superior. And amongst those who know Vedanta and live by Vedanta principles, and those who become Vishnu Bhaktas, they are the best. And amongst the Vishnu Bhaktas, Kevala Bhakta, Shuddha Bhakta, Ekanta Bhakta, such a pure devotee is considered the best. So in this way there are gradations in Brahmanas also. So, now Prabhupada says in one of the purports, the modern day Brahmanas are not even in India, they are in America, London, Germany, Australia, Canada, all over the world. Their brain is being used for coding, many times writing computer programs. So, Western money and Eastern brain are being used for propagating IT companies, IT company work. All over the world, it's a very common thing nowadays if you see. So, because sometimes they were not given sufficient occupation opportunities in India, the lower classes, certain classes were given opportunity there. Then these classes became neglected in India. They thought, oh, we have better offers abroad. Then it's called brain drain, we call it. They go to IITs, NITs, and they go abroad and practically settle there with a green card. And this is the modern profession of Brahmanas. Very unfortunate in the sense that once His Grace Velukudi Krishnan, you may be aware probably, he's a great soul, very pure Vaishnava. He was a chartered accountant. He was married and he had a couple of sons. And when he became 35, 36, he thought, what am I doing? I come from a Brahmana family. His father and grandfather and all are great orators in Vedic knowledge, in Sri Vaishnava Parampara. So suddenly he had an awakening. He said that, now I want to preach this message. He decided, and in his own home in Srirangam, he made one hall, lecture hall he made. He just stays at home and every day gives lecture. Very, very advanced Brahmanas come to attend. So I had gone there once to meet him in his house. So when I met him, he was very much appreciating that in ISKCON you people are preaching, taking the message all over the world. So he said, we also want to preach like that. So he said, he said, Sri Vaishnavas are pure devotees and they are very advanced. But many times they feel sometimes a tug of war between practicing and preaching. Because if you preach too much, there is no time to take in enough. And if you are studying and taking in, you become so absorbed in it, you feel like not going out. You just relish it. So then he was telling he had gone to US and where many Sri Vaishnavas had come for his program, he told them, see, all the Divya Desams are starving for all of you. Lord is waiting, but Bhaktas are not there. You all have left your Brahmanical Brahma Karma, and you have gone abroad to make money and have a comfortable life. Please come back. After they said, we are hearing your lectures online. Now everybody hears in YouTube, everything. But he said, you may hear lectures online, but for doing Kainkaryam, Bhagavad Kainkaryam, you have to come to the Dham. And they have left their villages. At least in later age, you all should come back and help, he was telling. So the point is, the Brahmanas, they have apparently left their Brahma Karma and gone for money making. Still the old taste is not gone. You will find every Brahmana's house, you will find there is Vishnu Sahasranam going on, Venkateswara Suprabhadam going on. The taste is also there, but profession has become perverted now. So now the basic principle of Varnashrama is, I was telling you about the Varna, I was telling about Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa, that is actually the ashrama. That is also very important. People should situate themselves. So even in cities, Prabhupada made this ashrama happen. Like we have a Brahmachari ashrama. Brahmachari means Brahmachari, Gurukule, Vasan, Danto, Guror, Hitam, Acharan, Dasavan, Nicho, Guru, Sudrada, Saukrita. That's the definition of Brahmachari. Brahmachari means Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, Sarvavastam, Susarvada, Sarvatra, Maituna, Tyago, Brahmacharyam, Prachakshate. By body, mind and words, you should treat a woman as a mother and not see with an eye of exploitation. And he should always dwell in the absolute truth. That is the Brahmachari. And he should live not at home comfortably, watching TV and eating and growing his belly. He should actually live in the ashram of Guru. Gurukule Vasan, Danto, he should control his senses. Guror Hitam, live only for the benefit of Guru. Acharan, cultivate sadachar, good behavior. Dasavat means simply like a menial servant. Nicho, Guru, Sudrada Saukritaha. He should be in a very strong, loving bond with Guru and render service only for his pleasure and not be selfish at all. You should not be fruitive in nature. You should offer all the fruits of his actions to Guru. So in this way, Prabhupada made this possible even in city temples and ISKCON worldwide. Brahmachari. Similarly, Grihasthas, they live at home. Somebody living at home doesn't make one a Grihastha. They have to make the home into a temple. They should have an altar. They should rise early in the morning. They should dress for the deities and they bow down to the Lord, offer bhoga to him, put festivals for him, invite the people from neighborhood, serve them prasad, preach the message of the Supreme Lord from the scriptures, and also husband and wife beget children and raise them in blissful spiritual life. And also they should render seva to Guru. Grihastha should give charity. And they also should earn money by honorable means. They should not cheat. They should not bribe. They should earn money by honorable means. And they should not become envious of other Grihasthas who are more richer. Rather, they should cultivate Krishna consciousness and become free from envy. And they should treat all the lower creatures like the dogs and horses and cows and bulls like their own children. Take care of them, feed them, like that. So that is Grihastha. And then when they cross 50 years, Panchasha Urdhvam Manam Brajet. Then husband and wife go to all the holy places. And 50 to 75, they should actually cultivate spiritual knowledge, become more strong in spiritual life. And after 75, husband may take sannyas. If he takes sannyas, then wife lives with her children, sons. And whatever she learned from husband in 25 years, she transmits it to the children and gives good sanskars at home. This is ashrama. And varna means, Brahmana I told you, Kshatriya. Kshatriya should give protection, administration and welfare. So I'm going to show you some things about these things. So spiritually everyone is Atma, they are on equal platform, but materially the bodies are different and psychophysical natures are different. Accordingly the Varna Ashrama is made. Like here you see Brahmana, I told you, quickly read. Who has a mic with you? But you have to read very quickly. Brahmana here, he loves to study the scriptures and he desires knowledge. He is naturally peaceful and tolerant, spontaneously attracted to purity, self-control and austerity. He is honest and instinctively religious. So these are things I told you. These are called Brahma Karma. So how do you know? We all have to check ourselves. What is my leaning? What is my inclination? Like sometimes a student wants to know, should I be a brahmachari or should I be a grihastha? Very simple. These principles are all laid down in scriptures. You see what type of nature you have. So you have a Brahminical nature, then this type of... one more thing, there is a direct relationship between the Varna and Ashrama also. Like those who are in Brahmana and Kshatriya Varnas, they have to, they cross 50 years of age, they have to compulsorily go for Vanaprastha. Especially the top two. Who are the top two? Why? Because Brahmana and Kshatriyas are given a lot of power in society. Like Brahmana is considered the head of the society for the other three classes. And Kshatriya is also being a king. He has control over the whole populace. Because they are given so much control, they are also very compulsorily taught detachment also. For one to whom much is given, much is expected. Because if they hold on to their power beyond 50, they will be like Dhritarashtra. You can see Dhritarashtra, even in old age, he is not ready to leave the power. And he is trying to hold on and create trouble. Trying to do nepotism, favoritism towards his son, not letting the Pandavas rule. Correct, no? So therefore, there was always succession planned in the Vedic times for the kings also. At a right time, the prince will be made the king, and the king would go to the forest with his wife, and they both would practice spiritual life more seriously. Isn't it? So the Brahmana and Kshatriya, they both had to compulsorily do Vanaprastha. And the Vaishyas are attached to what? Money making. Therefore, compulsorily they have to give charity. Charity is compulsory. See, whatever you are attached to Shastra, say you have to give it up. Like brahmacharis are young, because they are young, hale and healthy, therefore they have to do sense control. And they have to do mind control. They may become proud by Shastric study, therefore they have to be taught submissiveness, humility, freedom from independent mentality. Correct, no? Whatever we are attached to, we are told to cut that. Isn't it? Yeah. Like brahmachari may think, now that I have no wife or children or family, I am free, I can be independent. No, you are not independent. Nobody is independent except Krishna. Everybody is under somebody. Brahmachari is under Guru. No, Guru is also under Krishna. Guru abides by the Shastras. And the Shastras are emanating from Supreme Lord Krishna. So nobody is independent. So in this way, they are taught to be submissive, humble, tolerant, hardworking, rendering service to Guru and all that. So in this way, everybody has to get rid of that bad quality which causes the material attachment. Yeah. So Kshatriya, you see, read it. What are his qualities, his intelligence?
His intelligence will have a more practical direction than a Brahmana's. He has great natural courage and is attracted to performing great deeds at personal risk.
Shauryam, Tejo, Dhritir, Dakshyam, Yuddhe, Chapi, Palayanam, Dhanam, Ishwar Bhavascha, Kshatra Karma Svabhavajam. You say, Shauryam means he is natural courage. He wants to do great deeds. So he wants to take up projects, he wants to expand, he wants to develop, and he wants to do something great, adventurous, he likes to take risks. Like that, yeah. Yes.
He is a natural born leader, resourceful and determined.
Ishwara Bhavam means controller. How do you know who is a Kshatriya? In a group of children also in a school, like once our teacher in the school took us to the garden and said, each group, she made 4 groups and said, all of you pluck the mangoes and bring. And climb the trees and pluck mangoes. So some fellows sat down as soon as the teacher said, they thought, who will do? Others will do. And the other guys were wondering, hey, who will climb up? Mangoes are up. We don't think we can get it down. Or we have to throw stones, they were planning. So like 1 or 2 children, they are immediately smart. They will call everybody, hey, come here. You make a pyramid. Hey, you guys climb on this. Then I will climb on them. Climb on the branch. And they will say that I will pluck and throw it, you get a basket. And they get into action immediately. So those children whom you see to be leading others, they are Kshatriyas, naturally. They have a propensity to lead, and there are others who have propensity to follow. These 2 types of people everywhere you see in the world. Some are leaders, some are followers. So those who have Ishwara Bhavam means they like to have control, not necessarily in the unhealthy sense, even in a healthy sense also. Like there are people who cannot see the society degrading. They will feel that what is happening in society? All nonsense. Now we have to set right the society. So they become reformers, they become revolutionists, they want to take the lead. Similarly, kings also, yeah. Prabhupada says, why there were wars amongst kings? One king will tell the other king, hey, that's not the way you rule your people. And then that fellow will say, how to rule? So I will tell you, come. You pay me tax and I will guide you. Or if you don't pay tax, I will defeat you. I will put you behind the bars and take over your kingdom. Why? Because you are not ruling properly. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was actually made the king of the world, and then he sent the Rajasuya horse, isn't it? So hundreds and thousands of kings across the globe saluted him and said, sir, you are ruling under the guidance of Krishna. So we are very happy to be under you. And we will pay you tribute. And we don't want to wage any war against you. So they all became subordinate. And therefore the whole world became one state. And who was the king of that state? Yudhishthira. And imagine making the whole world into one state. Now within one country only there are so many states. And there are so many states within. And even in one state also it's becoming two. Telangana and Andhra it became, correct, no? And you find. And then there are other states also you find. They are also becoming multiplied. In America it's even more. United Kingdom, they say. The name is United Kingdom, but the number of flags are increasing. Many people feel we will locally take care. We will locally take care. We will take this region ourselves. And becoming tukda, with pieces. So then even the people will wage war against with one another once they divide. Just like in a family, two brothers. Joint family is very wonderful, but then in joint family when cleavage comes, once the cleavage is made separate, then they both fight. That's the way material world is. But because Krishna was guiding Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira could rule the whole world like one state. Yeah, then?
His body is strong, his character is forceful.
His character is forceful means, actually he lives by principles, he will lay down his life to uphold dharma. That is a Kshatriya. Actually, in Maharashtra, once Shivaji was a small boy. So he was watering the plants with a hose pipe in the garden. So when he came home, his mother Jijabai looked at his clothes and said, hey, better look at you, half your body is drenched with water. He said, yes, mother, I was watering the plants in the garden. I'll just change my shirt, he was telling. Mother said, when you grow up, even if your body is, half of your body is drenched with blood, I will not mind, if that is what is necessary to uphold dharma. Like that she said. Even though he was a small kid, this is how he was grown. To uphold dharma, they will lay down their life also. That is the type of lifestyle they had. So, yeah, and then?
He is spontaneously liberal and generous.
Yeah. And Kshatriyas also have dhanam. Dhanam means they are very generous and liberal in charity giving also. They will give gold and cows and everything to the brahmanas, land to the brahmanas. They will give charity, and they will not be miserly. If somebody begs, similarly, if somebody falls at their feet and says, "Don't kill me," they will not kill. They will be liberal, even if it is an enemy also, because it said mattam. It is said mattam, pramattam, unmattam, balam, suptam, viratam, bhitam. These people should not be killed. Bhitam means one who is afraid, you should not kill. One who is viratham, without chariot, you should not kill. Mattam, one who is mad, you should not kill. And similarly, one who is balam means small child, one should not kill. Suptam means one who is in a sleeping state, one should not kill such a person. Yeah, Sharanyam, one who has taken, Sharanam, one who has taken shelter should not be killed. So they followed all these codes. Yeah. Yes?
He likes to use his strength to protect others.
That's meaning Kshat means to protect. Kshatriya means to protect. They protect the children, women, brahmanas, cows, and old people. 5 types of people they protect. So they derive delight in offering protection with a sword. Just like you find Parikshit is offering protection to cow and bull. With a sword he controls the Kali, isn't it? Like Arjuna also wants to protect the Brahmana's children from dying, correct, no? In Dwaraka. So they have a desire to offer protection. Yeah. Vaishyas, what they do?
Their intelligence is often shrewder, narrower, short than the Kshatriyas.
Yeah. They also have intelligence, but their intelligence is, oftentimes directed towards making profit. Vaishya always will see where is profit. And he knows to invest money and multiply money. That's the mentality they will have. See, everybody has a specific mentality mentioned. Like you take him to any land, he will say, what is the area of this land? How much is the cost? If I put this money here, and they know how to multiply. There are Vaishyas who take something with one hand and give it in another hand. In between, they make 1 crore. 1 CR. They know that, yeah, yes.
Profit impels the Vaishyas.
Yeah.
Cow protection prevents the Vaishyas from succumbing to greed and exploitation.
So 2 things makes the Vaishyas pure. One is protection of cows. Why? Cows will not give milk always. The cows live generally for 15 years they live. But they will only give milk when they are begetting calves. Correct, no? So they may give milk for, say, half their lifespan. After that, the cows dry up. But still he has to maintain them, like maintaining a mother. One should take care of the cow. Similarly, bull also, after some years, the bull will become weak and old. The bull cannot be used for ploughing. Still they have to maintain. So if they continue to maintain cow and bull, they develop detachment and they become purified by that. And also by giving charity to Brahmanas, they become detached and purified. So these 2 are compulsory for Vaishyas. But nowadays, unfortunately, many farmers, they see that the cow is not giving milk, they leave it in the streets. They send the bulls to the slaughterhouse. Very great sin it is. And they are not giving charity. They are accumulating a lot of money and building colorful houses, big houses in villages, and they are not giving charity. So because of not giving charity, they become contaminated and polluted by the money that they earn. Yeah.
Regarding as his mother, the cow which gives
And that
him,
I have already told you. Yeah, okay. Shudras?
since they lack the intelligence for the independent action of the others, Shudras work under supervision as general assistant to the 3 other Varnas.
Yeah. The Shudras actually, one of the symptoms of a Shudra is indecisive and he is not so intelligent to know what to do. Therefore, Krishna scolded Arjuna in the beginning, Anarya Jushtam, Asvargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. He told Ashuchanan Vashochasvam. Shudra's main symptom is he laments and he is indecisive, confused, bewildered because of Tamaguna. He won't be able to make his own decision. But if such a Shudra gets a good master, then he'll become delighted and cheerful. So he requires someone to guide him. Just like I told you, there are people who lead and those who follow. He's supposed to be a good follower. So if a Shudra gives up lying habit and he becomes a loyal and faithful follower of the previous 3 classes, then he can be happy. He will get his food, clothing, shelter, and he can be happy. Yeah. Why such 4 divisions are done?
Not for discrimination, but for cooperation. Example given, the social body Brahmanas are head.
Yeah,
Kshatriyas.
why the Brahmanas are compared to head? The Brahmanas can give vision. The Brahmanas can give advice. The Brahmanas can listen very well. And the Brahmanas can smell the grievances in society. Smelling grievance means sometimes in kitchen there is something burning. Any of you have a long nose who can smell? Who? Those who have cooked in kitchen, they know. If there is a burning smell comes, even from a distance they can smell. So Brahmanas can smell. We are feeling the people are not happy in society with that particular law. They will tell the king. So they can smell grievances, they can listen to people with grievances, they can give vision to the society, they can give advice. And most importantly, the Brahmanas are the brain. Brain is the center of all the instructions that the bodily limbs get. So Brahmanas have to give correct instructions to society. Therefore, they are compared to head. And Kshatriyas are compared to?
Arms.
Why arms? Any falling object, if you see, if an object falls on you, how do you prevent yourself? Yeah. Do you do like this? How do you prevent yourself? Prevent with the hand. Therefore, Kshatriyas are compared to hands. Correct? No? They are protectors. And Vaishyas are compared to belly. Why? Belly is that portion of the body which digests the food and turns it into blood and circulates to all over the body. Similarly, the Vaishyas are the money makers, economic lords. And they circulate money to all the other 3. For Brahmanas, they give charity. Kshatriyas, they give 25% tax. And Shudras, they give food, clothing, shelter. Yeah, and then?
Shudra's legs.
Why Shudras are compared to leg? They serve the other 3 classes. So if you see in your body also, above the leg there is belly, Above that there is hands, above that there is head. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Correct? So these Shudras, they serve all the three. Like for example, they serve the Brahmanas by bringing firewood or creating that Yajna Kund and all that, carrying heavy weights and all. They serve the Kshatriya by becoming foot soldiers or horse soldiers in the army. And Vaishyas, they serve them by helping in business and, and cutting the crops and beating and taking out the grains, such kinds of activities. So they are assisting all the previous three classes. And they get their food, clothing, shelter from that. Now if you see communism here, as shown here, read communism.
Imposes artificial material equality.
Why artificial equality is imposed in communism? You will see that communism means what? Everybody in society should be equal. So what do? Anybody makes more money, the government will take it away from them and divide it equally amongst others. Say for example, you are making a few lakhs of rupees monthly. You will be allowed to keep only 20,000. Even if you make 3 lakhs also, money will be taken by the government and your balance 2.8 lakh will be divided amongst people. Now that is communism. So by this what would happen? The lazy people will be very happy because they know that they can't make more than 20 and they don't have to worry because other fellows will make money and give to government and freely they will get. And intelligent fellows who can make a lot of money, what they will do? They will be frustrated because they will not be allowed to keep more money. Everything government will take it away, even if you make money. So the intelligent people also become frustrated. The lazy people become more lazy. Lazy people, even if they don't do anything, government will still give them money. Some governments actually are governments which say that if a person complains to government, I have no money to eat or live, they will provide him. There are governments like that. So they sit and eat. Yeah. Read it further. Read.
Talented are not rewarded. People become lethargic. Most people live in scarcity and so stay dissatisfied.
Yeah. Go to the other extreme, capitalism.
Capitalism.
Capitalism means what? Might is right. If you are intelligent, you can make money as much as you are intelligent. And if you are not so smart, whatever money you make, you'll be happy with that. Then what happens? The rich become richer more and more because they are very smart. They know how to multiply the money and how to cheat the people, loot the people, everything. And the rich become richer, poor become poorer. Yeah. Yes?
Capitalism allows wealth to determine position and power. Wealthy exploit the needy. Cutthroat competition and insecurity. Everybody is greedy for money, so everybody is dissatisfied.
So whether you are poor or rich, both the parties are dissatisfied because of greed. Like that. So communism prevails in a society when Shudras come to power. That is communism. When Vaishyas come to power, it is capitalism. When Kshatriyas come to power without guidance of Brahmanas, that is called dictatorship. And when Kshatriyas come to power guided by Brahmanas, that is monarchy, which is Vedic, most ideal. So which one we want? We want communism or capitalism or dictatorship or monarchy. Monarchy is supposed to be the ideal amongst all when Kshatriyas are guided by Brahmanas. But in Russia and other places there was communism, in America and other places there was capitalism. But you can see that in very rich first world countries, the rich become richer, poor become poorer. And in communist countries, there is widespread dissatisfaction and that collapsed also, communism. See the Varnashrama, it integrates.
Varnashrama integrates and reconciles absolute spiritual equality of all people with their relative material diversities. As the goal of everyone is self-realization, higher classes do not exploit lower classes for material gain. As everyone is engaged according to their natures, they work diligently and feel satisfied and society gets maximum benefit.
Yeah, we will see how. Yeah, purposes served by Varnashrama, yeah. Socially, everyone gets engagement according to their aptitudes and abilities. Individually, there is no competition and job dissatisfaction. Why? Because if psychophysical nature is there, if you get a service according to that, you are most satisfied. Somebody is a Brahmana, you tell him to do Brahminical activity, nobody needs to push him. He will naturally do it. Somebody is Kshatriya, give him some leadership, is very satisfied. Vaishya, he has to put money and multiply money. He has some amount of greed. So if he gets into business, trading, cow protection, farming. He's very happy. So everybody is situated in their, we say now, situated in their own elements, we say. Yeah.
Individually avoids both competition and job dissatisfaction. Everyone's material needs are provided in an uncomplicated manner. Everyone peacefully advances in spiritual life.
Yeah. So Krishna says, Guna Karma Vibhagashaya. Yeah. In companies also you find R&D department, admin, building, finance and accounting, and workers. So this is found even today also, this classification is there. But what is lacking in the modern day profession, if you see, these people are not offering their fruits to Krishna. Therefore, they are not happy in the modern times. And because they are not guided by Brahmanas, therefore their karma becomes Ugra karma. That karma which is unguided by Brahmanas and scriptures is Ugra karma. It's exploitative karma. So the karma also is Ugra karma. From that, when the fruits come out, that also they greedily enjoy themselves without offering charity. So neither the work is blessed nor the fruits are blessed. Correct, no? So which one should be blessed? Both should be blessed. Because we should do the work also, as guided by the Lord. Like for example, a Kshatriya is, instead of opening temples, if he's opening slaughterhouses, not guided by somebody, then he is doing Ugra karma. Correct, no? Yeah. Yaksha is asking a question. Oh king, tell me with certainty, what makes one a Brahmin? Is it birth or good character or learning or study of the Vedas? And Yaksha is responding. It is by behavior alone that a Brahmana is recognized. Birth and learning, even knowledge of all the Vedas are useless if there is no good character. He alone is a Brahmin who performs his religious duties, offering sacrifices and keeping his senses under control. Otherwise, he must be considered no better than a Shudra. Yes, saying. That means here is the challenge for anybody. If you want to be a Brahmana, you have to do your religious duties very responsibly, and you should offer the sacrifices and keep senses under control. So you know this famous verse. Janmana jayate Shudra samskarat bhavet dvija Veda patat bhavet vipraha brahma janati iti brahmanaha. So we have to know the absolute truth by study of the Vedic literature and live by the principles taught in the scriptures. Yeah. So how did Varnashrama avoid exploitation? The goal of everyone in Varnashrama, whether you are a Brahmana or a Shudra, the goal is Atma Sakshatkar, self-realization, and it is available for all. So the higher classes people also, they know that ultimately we have to leave behind everything and go back to God. They become humble, they don't exploit. And the lower classes don't feel I am inferior and all, because they are getting their food, clothing, shelter. Their goal for both, all the four classes of people is ultimately going back to Godhead. Yeah. Higher classes show servitude to Lord. See here, Prataparudra is cleaning the street, although he is a king. Correct, no? When the lower caste people see that the higher caste are also ultimately servants of the Lord, then they don't mind their own position as servants, because it is the best way for them to make equal spiritual advancement. Correct, no? Actually, when you are under somebody and that person is bossing you, but he is not servant of anyone, then only you become envious. When you see that, for example, if somebody is demanding you, why are you not attending the class? But he only gives class, he doesn't attend anyone's class. Then you feel like he doesn't attend class, but he is ordering me that I should attend class. People will ask, no? So therefore in Varnashrama, whether you are Brahmana or Kshatriya, even such a higher class people would do menial services. So when people see that, like for example, in the altar, you find people are cleaning the floor. People are worshipping the Lord. People take not only they do white collar services, they also do very menial services also, like Prataparudra is, sweeping the street. Yeah. How did Varnashrama avoid exploitation? The changing of ashrams for Grahastha to Vanaprastha was mandatory for Brahmana Kshatriya. I told you this point. Yeah. Now, how did Varnashrama become corrupted? Please read. How it became corrupted?
Intercaste marriages made it difficult to ascertain the Varna of offspring. Eventually, the system became stratified and determined by birth. Once the goal of spiritual realization was neglected, material exploitation set in.
Yeah. 3 reasons are given how all the exploitation started. See, this typical thing can be seen in ISKCON temples also. When people forget the spiritual goal for which they have come. See, we have not come to temple to eat very opulent prasad. We have not come to temple to become lethargic and lazy, taking the facilities and amenities to live a happy. Prabhupada says ISKCON is not a free hotel. Prabhupada says, no? So, or some people want, there's a big fight for post, who everybody want to control. Just like if you see in a basket, all the crabs want to put all the crabs below them and then just jump on the top of them. If one crab slowly tries to go up, what the other crab will do? Pull it back and keep him below him and keep him control. So all are thinking, after some time another crab will come, knock him down, and then he will go up. And he will be controlling everybody. And he will not let one crab also come out from the side. Finally, all these crabs will be cooked in the kitchen. And they'll be eaten up. Every one of them. Ideally, what the leader crab should say, let us all escape now. I will not boss over you. I will also crawl and go up. You also go up. Then all the crabs can crawl up and go because they have big, big legs actually. They can easily crawl, and when the fellow comes to take the crabs, the basket will be empty. That's called everyone is liberated. So if we give up the bossing mentality, all jivas can get liberated and go back to Godhead. But unfortunately, even in religious institutions, people have a tendency to keep all the people under them and boss over them, not allow others to grow in their spiritual life, not grow themselves also. And another fellow will knock him down and one more fellow will come at the top. So this tendency to jump over the head of others, that is one of the reasons. That means they forget the spiritual goal, they take privileges and facilities and amenities for sense gratification. That's one of the reasons. And the second thing is, just because I am holding a post, becoming proud, and like Indra became proud of being the controller of the rain showers, and you know what happened? Govardhan Leela happened. Correct, no? Becoming proud. So becoming proud of the post, forgetting the spiritual goal is one thing, to get liberated. Secondly, the second thing is becoming proud in one's position. Brahmanas say that, we are Brahmanas. We are powerful. That kind of pride, false pride. Yeah. And ridiculing the lower classes, considering lower classes untouchable and all that. And another thing that made it corrupted was intercaste marriages. Like for example, if a Brahmana becomes attracted to a Shudrani, like Ajamila became attracted to a prostitute, then what comes out is called Varnasankara. Correct, no? So from that kind of relationships. Because one is very clean class, he follows standards of cleanliness, one doesn't follow any cleanliness. They actually live in two separate places in the Vedic times. But when they mix, then what the children come out, nobody can say what kind of children will come out. Then everything is spoiled, yeah. But there are exceptions to the caste by birth idea. Like, Narada Muni was born as a Dasiputra, Satyakama Jabala, Sutta Goswami was born of Patiloma marriage, Kanakadas, Kanchipurna, Haridas Thakur. So they all had low birth but very exalted devotees. They are exceptions. So the three types of Varnashrama. Vedic Varnashrama means, anybody born in a Brahmana family is actually, they became Brahman and because they followed their father faithfully. So that's like a Vedika, we call it. And Asuri Varnashrama means, people make a law that even though I am not following the Brahminical principles, because I am born in a Brahmana family, I am a Brahmana. And that is Asuri class. And that is how the Asuri Varnashrama created and a lot of problems in society. The fight between the upper and lower classes happened because of that. And Daivi Varnashrama means you belong to any class, we don't care. If you are even if a Shudra becomes a devotee of the Lord, he is respected by the Brahmanas. That is Daivi Varnashrama. Actually, it's immaterial what type of Varna you are. But even Naham Vipro, Nachanarapatir, Na Pivashyo, Na Shudro, Naham Varni, Nacha Grihapatir, No Vanasto Yatirva, Kintu Prodyan Nikila Paramananda Purna Pratabder, Gopi Bartuk Padakamalayor, Dasa Dasa Anudasa. That is actually beyond the Varna. Daivi Varnashrama means all the people can become pure devotees in whatever service they do. Yeah.
Modern situation, discrimination is due to bodily misidentification. Kalo Shudra Sambhavat.
Yeah. So I will conclude with this point of Kala Shudra Sambhavat. Prabhupada says here, You know this famous verse, Prayen alpayushas sabhyak kalavasmin yuge janaha mandastu mandamatayo mandabhagyahi upadrutaha. And that verse purport is very, very special purport. See what Prabhupada is saying, I'll tell you. Yeah. He says, in Kali Yuga the duration of life is shortened. Why? Not so much because of insufficient food, he says, but because of irregular habits. So I will tell you a few key words you can note down. If you change this, our life would be, from Shudra we can become Brahmana. Prabhupada is giving clues. First is give up irregular habits, he's telling. By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his good health. So what are the two things required for good health? Regular habits and simple food, simple diet one should eat. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. So here is another secret, Professor. How the modern day youths are becoming drained and look like zombies. Well, the reason he is saying here, overeating and eating junk food also. They are standing and eating in a round table. You have seen that in many of the eat-outs, like that. Earlier in Vedic time, Virud was eating in only. Now the people are eating out everywhere. Overeating and over sense gratification, chasing after opposite sex and going to movies, going to parties, eating anytime, sleeping anytime, and over dependence on another's mercy. That means, begging for bigger and bigger salaries, running here, running there. And artificial standards of living, which means, spending too much money. All these things actually. The people of this age are also very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. And then he's saying human life is very rare, but people are struggling hard in material life, but they're uninterested in spiritual life, he's saying. And then they also become victims of different political creeds and parties. And they become sense-gratificated diversions they have, like cinemas, sports, gambling, clubs, mundane libraries, bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, and so on. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to so many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religious faiths. Even after one is frustrated with all these things, they go to religion. There are many unscrupulous men who are promoting bogus religion also, pseudo-religionists, he is saying. In the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried on that people in general have neither peace of mind nor health of body also. The student brahmachari communities are no longer being maintained, and householders do not observe the rules and regulations of Grihastha Ashrama. Consequently, the so-called Vanaprastha sannyasis who come out of such Grihastha Ashramas are easily deviated from the rigid path. In Kali Yuga, the whole atmosphere is surcharged with faithlessness. Men are no longer interested in spiritual values. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization, like that he says. Therefore, it has become very difficult to raise the spiritual standard due to the present distorted values of human society. So considering all these things, Prabhupada says that the only hope is the Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So people generally think Varnashrama means you have to go to some farm. Immediately that's the picture people get. Actually, yesterday we were in Pune temple. His Holiness Prabodhana Saraswati Maharaj was making a beautiful point. He said, even if you go to Himalayas nowadays, there are Naga Babas there smoking ganja, smoking cigarette. There are people like that. And they also have radio, they also have mobile nowadays. In fact, even they are also putting their videos in YouTube. Naga Babas also now. From there also. He said, media doesn't leave you even if you climb up to the Himalayan mountains also, he said. So which forest are you going to practice Vanaprastha? Now he was asking that. And then he said, if you come to city, needless to say how horrible the city is, he was telling. And then he said, therefore, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our Srila Prabhupada, they all have decided that the best and safest place for practicing spiritual life is a ISKCON temple. Yeah. ISKCON temple is like a spiritual embassy. Like in Delhi, we have this Connaught Place. There we have a USA embassy. American embassy means, if you go to the American embassy, inside the walls of the American embassy, there will be American ladies sitting. Pen also is American. Stationer is American. Watchman is American. Everything is American there, inside. Nothing is Indian there. Although it is in India, but the things are all American. Correct? No? And if you want to go to America, you have to go to American embassy and go and register your name there, seek passport, visa and all that. Correct? No? In the same manner, if somebody want to go to Vaikuntha, they have to come here. Which place? The temple, ISKCON. This is spiritual embassy. Correct? No? The deities are spiritual here. The flowers offered are spiritual. Prabhupada Acharya is spiritual. The books we read are spiritual. And the prasadam distributed is spiritual. And the songs that are sung, no cinema songs are sung here. Only Krishna songs are sung here. Isn't it? That's spiritual. And devotees say Vancha Kalpatarubhaya to each other. They say Hare Krishna to each other. The words coming out of the devotees' mouths are spiritual completely. And devotees dance here. They don't dance in discotheque. They dance for Lord's pleasure here. They sing, they dance, they do activities. So this is a spiritual embassy. So he was telling actually we should stay safe and protected within these four walls of the spiritual embassy and perform the devotional activities. And we can actually conquer the mind and senses and purify them by connecting them to Krishna. So that is Daivi Varnashrama. Daivi Varnashrama means you situate yourself in whatever position is suitable for you, brahmachari or grihastha or vanaprastha sannyas, but keep the spiritual life focused. The three degrading elements I told you, one is forgetting the spiritual goal and pampering the material body. That's one should give up that. That was one thing we said. Second is don't become proud of your position and don't become arrogant because that will spoil advancement in spiritual life. And what is the third thing? No, that was the next slide, one before the intercastenally, sure? No, that is the first one. That is, one shouldn't forget the spiritual goal. And secondly, we said one should not become proud. No, that is, one shouldn't forget the spiritual goal and pamper the body. That is one. And the second one is, one should not become proud in one's position. And there is a third one also I said. Let me see. This one, intercaste marriage only, correct. That was elaborated more, I think, later. Intercaste marriages and pride, that's true, The higher classes don't exploit the lower because they take vanaprastha. They go off, they don't just hang around. Great problem. And in this way we can avoid competition. So Varnashrama is a very scientifically designed system. It is. So you don't have to think that we will go to, farm and then only we can start spiritual practice. People think Varnashrama means immediately they think of a farm. But Varna and Ashrama are even in the city temples also. We have the opportunity to practice and remain protected. So we have to remember the spiritual principles for which Prabhupada made this society. Shri Prabhupada ki, Radheshyam Bhagavatam ki,